Welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. Tower Talk Business Radio brings you conversations with the top business minds on Long Island and around the nation, including expert consultants and small business owners who have found success, but are also willing to share their top tips, failures, and give gritty, matter-of-fact advice based on their first-hand experience. And now, let's get down to business with Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation.
Hello and welcome to Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Ray Schwetz, AVP of NEFQ Business Banking, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, CEO, Keeper of the Brand Marketing and Digital Agency, and we're focused on being the premier resource for business and entrepreneurship.
Ray and I bring you weekly business advice, tips, tools, and services that help you grow your business. Plus, we interview the top business leaders in the industry. So, Ray, I'm in the basement, I'm digging in the crates, and I come across this really cool award that I have for digital marketing.
Very
you want to
nice.
hear about it?
Yes, I do.
I'll show it to you once the show is over. And it's called the 31 Lentz Award. Do you know what that means?
I have no idea.
Okay, so the Horse Secretariat captured the Triple Crown in record time with 31 lengths. He basically flew past everyone. So there's a little digital marketing out there, and it kind of brings everything home for me because right now I'm all about horses. I'm all about polo.
Okay.
And
I'm excited about it.
I said, this is cool. I need to bring this out, put it in my office, put it back up on the wall.
Sounds like a plan.
It means something to me.
It means something.
It's about winning.
And we're going to let the world know about what's going on in polo today, aren't we?
We are, and I'm really excited because we have two of the best polo players, managers, CEOs in the house today.
Yep.
And
it's going to be a lot of fun.
And business minds.
So we'll have some business, we'll have some polo. So helping provide us with business empowerment today are our guests, Bob Ceparano. He is the CEO of Country Farms, Meadowbrook Polo Club, the New York Polo Series, and Bethpage Polo at the Park. And we also have with us Juan Redlich. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Redlich.
And he is the manager of the Meadowbrook Polo Club, as well as
an amazing
a star player.
That's right.
We are very excited to have you guys here today. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Now, polo is a pastime that was has initially gained momentum in the United States when James Gordon Bennett imported it from England in the late 19th century. Its Long Island roots date back to 1879 when elite members Thomas Hitchcock Sr., August Belmont, and others played at the Mineola Fairgrounds. In 1881, the Meadowbrook Polo Club, originally Meadowbrook, was incorporated, making it the oldest existing polo club in the country. Today, the Meadowbrook Polo Club includes Bethpage State Park and Country Farms Arena Polo in Medford, featuring 3 players instead of a team of 4. Ceparano wants to bring in younger talent to appeal to a newer generation, as well as cater to existing fans to ensure polo continues to thrive. So that's quite a mission, and we're very excited about this because it really is something very exciting, and I think there's a lot of younger players and a big interest in it on Long Island now. So tell us a little bit about how you began as a young man in Brooklyn, Bob, playing polo, because I don't put the two together necessarily.
Well, it actually didn't happen at the same time.
It didn't.
Brooklyn happened first, and polo came later.
Gotcha.
But
that explains a lot.
I was 30-something years old. I always wanted to play polo. I was 30-something years old, and my father-in-law said, "You want to go to a polo clinic?" And I said, "Sure." So went to Meadowbrook Polo Club somewhere around 86 or 87. Next day, I bought a few horses, and I started to play polo. And that was it. I love the sport. It's amazing.
Now, we discussed the history of polo, but, Johnny, what does it really mean to you?
Oh, that means a lot because this club is very rich. I want to tell you that in Argentina, in my country, they play the Palermo Open, and that's the biggest tournament in the world. And the only team from another country that won that tournament is Meadowbrook team.
Wow!
In the 36. So that's amazing. We have a lot of respect for Meadowbrook in Argentina.
Oh wow! And it's considered the sport of kings. But how does that translate to today's world?
Well, it's more like the king of sports, in a way.
The king of sports.
You know,
I like it.
It is the sport of kings. So is horse racing, but it's the king of sports. It's the oldest sport in the world, the oldest organized team sport in the world. It's 2,000 years old. It's the largest playing surface with a ball in the world on grass. You know, a polo field's 10 times the size of one football field. It's like 10 football fields.
Oh, wow.
It's 900 feet long, 450 feet wide. Then you can jump the boards. You play on the other side of the boards. You have to run through the end zone. The horse doesn't stop. You know, it's not like football player scores a touchdown. He slows himself up. In fact, some of them jump over the wall. Well, the horse has got to keep running. So it's a huge field.
Wow.
It's a spectacle to see.
And what's it like for you, Johnny, playing? I mean...
I love it. I grew up with horses, and I started to ride when I was young, and I love horses. And when I try to hit that ball the first time, I fall in love with the sport. So that's my life. Polo is something that I really love.
And how do you feel audiences are reacting to it on Long Island?
Well, I have to tell you, when we put on polo, we always make a fan. Somewhere or another, somebody saying, I love it, I can't believe I didn't see this earlier, or at the beginning when I started Bethpage 8 years ago, or restarted it, I mean, it's been in existence for almost 85 years, since 1936, I targeted grandparents because they understood the culture of polo, to try to get their grandchildren in and hopefully drag some of the millennials into it and bring them into the sport of polo, and it's worked quite a bit. But fans, they fall in love with the sport.
Just getting them in there. Just
once you get a taste, you're kind of drawn in.
Yeah.
You know? So, no, and that's really cool. So, Bob, tell us a little bit about some of the country farm programs that you have. I mean, Johnny's mentioning that he played polo since he was born, basically. He came out and he was like, where's the horse and the polo? I'm ready to play.
In Argentina, it's amazing how they come out of their parents and they play polo immediately. In this country, we have to nurture them a little bit more. I have a riding school in Medford, Long Island, called Country Farms Equestrian Center. We do quite a few lessons a week. A lot of kids playing polo through my riding program, whereas other kids in most farms, they just get to do the normal equitating and jumping fences and stuff like that, which isn't bad. But we do a lot. We have a lot of programs. We have a high school polo team. We have college teams play there. We have Hofstra University equestrian team rides with us. We have Suffolk Community College course for credit, and we have the Suffolk Community team also rides there.
You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, and our guests today are Bob Ceparano, CEO, Country Farm and Meadowbrook Polo Club, the New York Polo Series, and Bethpage Polo at the Park, as well as Juan Redlich. He is the manager of Meadowbrook Polo Club and the star player. Not the. There's other players, too. We're only talking about Johnny today, though.
It's all about Johnny today.
Yes.
So now, I thought I would bring this up because Ray has 3 little girls, and I know out at Country Farm you do like the biggest and best birthday parties for every little princess out there who thinks she's Meghan Markle. So talk to us a little bit about that and how you develop this experience for kids. For
my little girl.
For your little girl.
It's sort of like our version of Chuck E. Cheese. We got the idea several years ago to do birthday parties around a horse theme. So, 15, 20 kids come with the parents. We give them a tour of our facility. for a half an hour, and then we either can do it inside or outside depending upon the weather. They overlook the riding area the whole time, so kids are enamored with the horses all the time.
Yes.
And then they get something to eat, whether they bring in pizza or we have food catered in. And then the third half hour, the birthday child gets a half-hour riding lesson, and all their guests get a pony ride.
Oh, wow.
And then the fourth half hour, they do gifts and cake and stuff, and they have a great time. It's about 2.5 hours. And from that, many of the kids decide that they would like to ride too, because they're watching the birthday kid get a riding lesson, and it's, Mommy, I want to ride for a half an hour. How come I only went for 3 minutes? So it's really kind of cool.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see my girls really like it.
How old are your kids?
I have a 7, 10, and 17-year-old. So.
Yeah, he was busy.
Yeah.
But I think most importantly, what I've heard from you, and also after meeting Johnny, you really draw people into polo. And how do you give back to the youth? You told me a story I'd like you to share with our audience today about placing kids in the stables and how you really gain their confidence.
You're talking about when I put a kid in the stall?
Yeah, in the stall.
So we're always teaching horsemanship, quality horsemanship, safety, and giving them... one of the sayings we have is a child who rides is off the streets. And they get an increased sense of responsibility while learning to care for an animal much larger than they are. Although this animal is majestic and strong, they still need our care. So if there's an empty horse stalls where a horse lives, I would take a kid and say, come here, go in the stall. I want to show you something. And I go, you stand there, and then I shut the door. And I go, okay, what are you thinking? I'm going to climb out. No, your horse can't climb out. Think like a horse. What are you thinking? I hope you let me out of here. What about water? What about food? What about somebody cleaning up for you, after you? And they say, yeah. I said, do you see how much a horse really needs you? How important you are to the horse? And the kids get this increased sense of responsibility with this larger animal.
That's pretty cool. Now, tell us a little bit about the dynamics of the game, because a lot of Long Islanders may not be as aware, how the game works, what the activities are. And that's, I guess, for either of you. Open mic.
Okay, every team has got 4 players. Mm-hmm. We play 6 checkers. The checker is the time, mm-hmm. So it's 7 minutes each checker. And we play 3 checkers, and then we do halftime for 15 or 20 minutes, and then we do another 3 checkers, and it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Every player brings like 8 horses to the field, so it's a lot of trailers, a lot of grooms, a lot of horses. So one team has to score on the other side, and they throw the ball in the middle of the referee, the umpire. They throw the ball in the middle of the field where the 2 teams are. Mm-hmm. That's it, throwing. And I don't know what else you want me to.
No, I think
that covers it. Yeah,
that kind of covers
now,
it.
where's the best seat? Because I know some people like on baseball, behind home plate. Here, is there a best seat?
Well, it is a big field.
Yeah,
but you can see from anywhere on the field, so it doesn't matter if you come late or you come early.
Oh, but
cool. The center of the field is really a very cool view because it's 150 yards to the left and 150 yards to your right. So, that's kind of, the center field is the best. But you can see the game from anywhere. It's majestic. It's huge. You got to hear the horses thunder by the grandstands, and the people go crazy. It's just a very cool sport. The ball, when it's hit right, travels up to 120 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
So you're always chasing the ball, trying to hit this little white ball, doing 35, 38 miles an hour on a horse. Somebody else is trying to take the ball away from you with another horse. They can hook you, they can bump you, they can take you off the line of the ball. It's like golf in an earthquake.
Yeah, and if you're watching outside, you can feel the vibration of all the horses running from outside.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool. You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio. Our guest today is Bob Ceparano, CEO of Country Farms, Meadowbrook Polo Club, the New York Polo Series, and Bethpage Polo at the Park. We're here along with Johnny Juan Redlich. He's the manager of Meadowbrook and the amazing polo player. My name is Donyshia Boston-Hill, along with Ray Schwetz on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life.